Next week, we are going heavier in ULTY. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Isaiah, and in this video, we're talking about our plans for next week in terms of investing into ULTY. If you're new to the channel, this is an income-generating account where we sell cash-secured puts, which means we're agreeing to buy a stock for a predetermined price. We sell covered calls, which means we're agreeing to sell a stock for a predetermined price. And then we also collect dividends from our favorite dividend payer, ULTY, and that's what the focus of this video is going to be. So, buying power wise, we have $40,000 sitting on the sideline ready to go. Now, we're not going to put all $40,000 into ULTY next week, but we are going to make a little bit heavier moves than we usually do. Our goal is to get up to 3,000 shares of ULTY. We are currently sitting at 2,673 shares, and we just got paid a beautiful dividend of $263. Every week, we've been buying around 50 to 100 shares of ULTY, but next week, between opening some new cash-secured put positions, which will generate revenue from that, and again, I love selling options. I think it's the best way to generate income, personal opinion, not financial advice. I think selling options allows you to generate income because you are getting paid just to agree to buy or sell stocks you like. Easy concept, easy money. And we take that money and we put it into ULTY. And from that, we've been able to get, around 50 so shares a week. But next week, what I want to do is I want to buy 250 shares of ULTY. 237 shares. I want us to get up to 2,900 shares by the end of next week, and I think that is feasible. I'm hoping we stay below $6 while I'm buying. If the stock floats around that 590 to 605 range, I'm good with that. But some 591 prices would definitely go a long way in terms of lowering my average cost. I'm currently at $6.19. Let me know in the comments below where you're at average cost-wise. I've seen some people with like a $6 cost average, some around that 585 range. They were able to buy the last time ULTY went pretty low, which I think was end of March, early April. So it's not like ULTY hasn't been here before. If we look at their year-to-date chart, what was it? 542. Some people were able to buy in on that, and then it went, rose back up to 636. Now we're back down to 590. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, I have no idea which way ULTY is going to go, but I love the fund, the ETF. I like the way they invest their strategies, so I'm okay with owning 3,000 shares of it, and if I'm able to pick up my last, 400 or 300 and some shares and lower my cost average doing so, I am down with that. The next big move, so ULTY is our big daddy in terms of dividend payout. So we sell options, collect cash from that. Every Friday I do a recap of what we've done for the week. So check yesterday's video. You can see that for 30 straight weeks, we have hit our minimum goal. Our minimum goal is to generate $600 every single week. We have done that now consecutively for 30 weeks. I've actually done that a lot longer than that, but I didn't start selling options on YouTube and, showing my trade history until about 30 weeks ago. But I've done it for a long time. I love selling options, and now combining that with some dividends. So look at yesterday's dividend hits. I mean, we got MRNY, $58. I'm not investing much of anything into that. That's a $2 stock. I don't expect that to really recover, but I will take the dividends while they're there. ULTY, $263. That's my favorite. YMAX, $57. I have about $7,000 invested in YMAX, and it's just disappointed in their payouts. Essentially they cost twice as much as ULTY, a little bit more, and they're paying about the same. So right now it's not great. I keep going back and forth on if I want to take that $7,000 and do we put it all into ULTY, and that's what I'm going to ask you guys. I'm curious what you think. Do we take what are we at? So $6,791. Do we take all of it out of YMAX, put it into ULTY? Or do you think we're taking too big of a risk on that? SMCY, people keep bringing this one up, and I did check their dividend history. I'm pretty interested in it. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of is Super Microcomputer, the stock that they're kind of, following, and I'm just not a huge fan of them. But that being said, looking at their charts, they did cut in half. They're 34. Just like a lot of yield max funds, they've definitely fallen. Some people said, hey, you know what? You're generating plenty of income. You need to look into like Ybit or what was a couple of the Round Hill funds. I'm drawing a blank on them. But Ybit, a couple family members of mine are heavy in Ybit. I mean, 1048 year to date. Yeah, I mean, they really haven't had near as much of volatility as some of the other yield max funds. So that's a possibility for us. The other thing I wanted to talk about is ways you can generate income, buy your shares, and still get paid to do so. So I talk about selling cash secured puts. I'm looking at doing that on ULTY. So I would love to buy ULTY for $6 a share. I'm good with that. So why don't we hit buy or trade? Let's hit trade options, and let's go 1 month out. So September 19th. And we're going to hit sell put, which again, that means you're agreeing to buy it for a predetermined price. And the price you select to buy it for, so on the left here, you see 675. So that's the price you're agreeing to buy it for. So ULTY. I would agree to buy it for $6 a share. It's currently trading a little bit below that, about 9 cents below that. But look at this. If I agree to buy it for $6, I am going to get paid anywhere from 40, which is the bid, to 45, which is the ask. I never get filled at the ask. So let's go 42, closer to the bid. I could get paid $42 just by agreeing to buy ULTY by September 19th for $6 a share. That's pretty awesome. Get paid that $40, which then lowers your cost average. So you agree to buy it for $6. You're agreeing to buy 100 shares because option contracts are 100 shares. So you're agreeing to buy 100 shares of the stock for $6. Well, because you got paid $40, your cost average goes down. Subtract that 6 minus 40. Boom. So then, on top of lowering your cost average, you're getting paid to buy a stock that you would normally buy. So it's honestly my favorite ways to generate income when you can sell puts on stocks you really want to own. And ULTY is one I want to own because it gets us closer and closer to our 3,000 share goal. And I want to emphasize, once I hit 3,000, it's not like I'm done investing in ULTY, but I'm going to try to invest in some other funds, just a little bit more diversification. But ULTY right now is my favorite weekly pair. It's my favorite of the yield max funds. And in terms of investing, it's my second favorite method behind selling options. Selling options is always going to be my favorite. Check out how many positions I have open. And I have had a couple different comments below. Hey, how do you keep track, or how do you know? The biggest thing, the biggest tip is you have to be okay with owning the stock at that price, the price you agree to buy it for. As long as you are, then I don't care. I don't care what these stocks do between now and then. I'm okay with owning all of them at the price I agreed to buy them for. So whatever way the market moves doesn't matter to me. I like when it's down because I can sell puts, agree to buy something, and get paid more for agreeing to buy an even cheaper stock. So it's a pretty awesome method in my opinion. But I do want to take a second here and give a shout out. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I now have the opportunity to have memberships. I have Cash Flow Cadets and Premium Generals. And for Cash Flow Cadets, we'll have some specific things eligible to you in terms of shout outs and, private videos and things like that. And then Premium Generals, we'll have our own chat room where we'll talk about selling options. We'll talk about investments. We'll bounce ideas off of each other and kind of, get a better look and understanding of selling options and investment strategies. Always remember, though, not financial advice, just my personal opinions. The Premium Generals is $10 a month, and I think you'll definitely learn a lot in terms of selling options and investing. So check it out. I'll put the link in the description. But feel no pressure or obligation to do so. Just subscribing and liking and leaving these great comments. That's plenty. That is plenty, and I love it. I have learned a ton from questions, comments, because it kind of has me going and looking into things a little bit more that I just never looked into before. So again, I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you as we continue to grow this channel, and more importantly, we continue to grow this account. The channel's important, but obviously it's more important to get this account to 100,000, which we will. We will. It'll come with time. We're generating $600 a week. Yes, I borrow from it to invest in myself, but it will get there. But with that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you in the next one.